1 sec to turn it on.
All right. Well, good afternoon, good evening for some. I like the mic. I like the amplification of sound. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I know it's been a long, long day, and my hope is that I help you end this day well so that you can go off and have a fantastic weekend. Who's ready?
Yeah.
Who's ready? All right, I need you to stand up. I know Val just had us moving and grooving, and it was amazing. And so just move a little bit more, and I'll tell you why. And read the words, those 3 words on the screen. Start with energy is
Everything.
again, energy is
Everything.
and I know you all are thinking of energy. There's so many forms of energy. So I'll have you sit down and we'll probably get back up a time or 2 or 3. But energy is everything. And so today we're talking to you all about life, about movement in medicine. As you know, I don't know if Kelly mentioned, I own a wellness practice that I started over 20 plus years ago. And it was because I recognized that energy is everything. Movement is medicine. And if we're healthy, we're happy, we're creative, we're productive, and we can change the world.
Yes.
We can change the world. And without that, we can't do anything, right? Our health is our greatest asset. When we think about this thing we call energy, it is, I tell people all the time, when I speak or when I'm doing things, they go, you have so much energy. I go, I know. It's not manufactured. It's not pretend. This is real.
Yeah.
Okay, this is real. I wake up like this. I jump out of the bed and my husband, I'll say that word, he used to say, I don't know anybody like you. You go to bed, you wake up like, hello world. Yes. Yes. And it shows up in everything that I do and everything that you do. Think about your energy. Is it sustainable? Is it real? Is it induced? Is the coffee, did it bring that energy out? Or is it something that's inside of you? So today I'm going to give you a very generic version of this presentation. Short, sweet, because I want to get you out of here. Now, fueling workplace performance, discover how energy, just not time, how it's everything. So with that, I'm going to show you a little version of me. Kelly gave you all of these accolades. So this is me at the top of the morning. This is me going out there in the world, do the thing. And this is me. You sit me down for 20 minutes. No, 10 minutes and I'm out. I don't make it last. I don't sit down well. And when I do, I'm out. But I love it because I know that when I'm awake, I'm fully awake. I'm fully alive. How many of you want to be fully alive? Yes. Yes. And we think about that. And so often when we look at the space that we live in. So my energy program is designed to help career folks, entrepreneurs, and leaders bring the energy, the vitality, and life back. Because today's society, we're not seeing that. So I want you to look at this, the energy crisis that we're experiencing at work today. Right here, 70% of employees report feeling, what is that word? Depleted daily. Daily. Number 2 says mental fatigue reduces productivity. And then the last one says emotional energy drives engagement. So the emotional, mental, physical, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but think about how energy impacts everything that we do. And I know so often, we're like, yeah, I'm tired. How many of you right now are thinking, I'm so tired? I know, and she said, I was tired. How many of you feel like that? Right now, honestly, it's 4:49. And some of you been here since what time?
9.
Some of you jumped on a plane, traveled, came across the world to be here, and you're probably tired. Yep, me too. But guess what? You still show up. And that's to be commended. So give yourself a round of applause. So what I think about and what I see today, I do a lot of work in the corporate environment. I've been a college professor for over 20 years. I'm right now working on projects with UC Davis. And just for the last 2 days, I did inclusive leadership training virtually, which back in 2001, I started teaching virtually with University of Phoenix, asynchronous teaching. And I thought, how in the world might we do something like that? Well, COVID happened and the world gets to experience what I've known for many years. But even in a virtual environment and a live environment, we get to have something called energy. And hopefully we do, but not today. How many of you see The Walking Dead walking around? I feel like the movie, the show, in the workplace, or maybe even in your community or in your home. That's a challenge. And then people are burned out. Too much, and not enough of me. You know, I've been working with organizations and talking to them to help them understand that your employee is more than their productivity. They're a person. They have needs, they have challenges outside of the workplace. And if we don't address those things, if we don't provide the support they need, then we get a half-hearted employee who's walking dead in the workplace. How many of you can agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And so they're disengaged. They don't want to be here. We talked about the quiet quitting. No, we talked about I heard that, quiet quitting, but I also heard the great
Resignation.
Everybody left. We have choices. COVID changed our world.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it. And I'll tell you, I did some great things during COVID, aside from the sicknesses and illnesses that take place. So quick assessment. And it's big words, a lot of words, but I want you to look at these questions real quick. I wake up feeling refreshed and ready to start the day. Okay, I want you to write that number down. What is that? 1 through 5. 1 is not really. 5 is yes, I'm ready to go. 1 through 5. I wake up feeling refreshed and ready to start the day. Number 2, I feel passionate about the work I do most days. I am passionate about what I do. There's purpose. There's power in it. How about number 3? She's like, I cannot keep this camera on you. I'm sorry. You're recording me. You want me to stand in my place? I can focus and stay productive without constant distractions. 1 through 5. Where are you? Number 4. I rarely feel emotionally drained or burned out at the end of the day. I did 2 days virtually teaching inclusive leadership sitting in a chair. How do you think I felt at the end of the day? Even though I was like, get up, everybody, let's do some squats in your chair. I see you. I still was drained at the end of the day. It's a reality. Number 5 says, I take regular breaks to recharge my energy, mentally and physically. I love Val. This is our second time working together. I don't know if you remember that. And Val has us moving things that I don't normally move, but it's good stuff I do, but just it's something different.
Yeah.
And those few moments that you step away, back away from the car, it's powerful. Real quick story before we finish the assessment. I was on my way driving here from Temecula, which is about an hour away, talking on the phone with a client who lives in Northern California. And she's saying to me, I can't do it. I'm so tired. I get home from work. My son has ADHD. I have no time. I just can't work out. I can't eat well. And I said, okay, well, let's look at everything. So I let her share a few things. And one of the things I discovered is that she works, and at lunchtime she eats and she goes back to her desk. And I said, well, how long do you get? An hour. How long do you eat? 15 minutes. So you're giving the company 45 minutes more of your time when you could very well be investing in yourself. Oh no, but I have a lot of work to get done. Absolutely. You do. But you come first. And it's really helping people understand and really take their power back, reposition themselves and understand that my energy is directly related to my ability. No one told her she had to do that. She decided. Right? We just talked about the challenges of life and work and family and all these things that we're facing. But we have to take our power back, to get our energy back, to get our passion back, so that we can walk in purpose. I believe that. Number 6. Right on. I didn't cue that up. I feel a strong sense of purpose in my personal and professional life. 1 through 5. Number 7. I engage in activities that bring me joy and fulfillment regularly. Now, if you were to ever go to my social media, not on LinkedIn, because I'm not actively engaged there. I just don't. Right, Kelly? You can help me do that. But on Facebook, on Instagram, especially my wellness, fitness, you'll see me up on top of that mountain, probably jumping off, trying to run, jump, hike, swim, something. That brings me a lot of joy. Joy. When I say I can't even explain it. I watched a video yesterday of a guy. He was like, if you see me climbing a 10,000-foot elevation mountain and I look out of breath, he goes, I'm exactly where I want to be. And I go, yes, I can relate. The next one says, I feel supported and uplifted by my work environment or team. Add up your scores. 1 through 5, where do you fall? 8 questions, 1 through 5. Energy score, high energy, you're energized, aligned, and on fire. Who is that? Who is that? Yes, yes, yes. I see 3 in the room. All right, very good. How about 25 to 34, steady energy? Okay, good, good. I love it. How about 15 to 24, low energy? All right, okay, we're going to talk. Time to reset and realign. And then how about below 15? The burnout zone. You guys are here at the right place. You're at the right place. You made a decision to be here to invest in your personal wellness and your health. But what is this thing we call energy? Now, I'm not speaking chakra energy and that force of energy. I'm speaking of energy, but it does include those things. So let's look at that. Energy is your capacity to do work, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Right here it says, it is the fuel behind your focus, your performance, and your presence. Think about that for a moment. My energy. We use that word so often, and you heard it throughout presentations all day today. I watched it, I took pictures, I was like, there it is again. There's the word, there's the word. Yeah. But when your energy is high, what happens?
Dip.
When it's high, what do?
Oh.
When your energy is high.
When it's high?
Yeah.
Happy, yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
You feel like I can do anything.
Yeah.
I can change the world.
The world.
I can do anything when that energy is high. When it's low, what do you feel?
Exhausted.
She said, Yes, last week I hosted 3rd annual Empower Women in Wellness Conference. I have started a nonprofit and Kelly was with us the first year. And let me tell you, there were some long nights. In fact, the night before the conference, something went awry and I was up until 3 a.m. Now I have some kind of superpower. I don't know about it, but I woke up in 2 hours and I was like, let's go. Yeah. It happened, but it's not sustainable.
Right.
Right? I know how to tap in to my, I'm going to say, just as a joke, my chakras to bring me back the energy that I need. Right? Bring it here. Get it all out. I'm going to make it work. But that's not something we want to do on a regular basis. We need to eat, sleep, move, breathe. Write those words down if you haven't. Eat, sleep, move, and breathe. I think all of you know it. Eat, sleep, move, and breathe. Those are the sources of our energy. And good quality things, good quality sleep, good quality moving, good quality breath. Those are the restored. Those are the energy sources. I'm going fast. Value of energy. It drives engagement. It fuels productivity. It reduces burnout. You see the stats. I won't go through it because I know it's the end of the day and it's hard to keep you, but I will. Energy supports innovation. So I have another business on here. I'm going to jump to that side. The other business is called Made to Inspire. Does that make sense? Does that align with me? Made to Inspire. And that business, I inspire people from inspiration, innovation to action. I believe we all have something powerful inside of us. We're talking wellness inside of us that we want to take to the world, take to the next level. That's the other side. And so innovation is key, but here's the thing, if you're overworked, overtaxed, burned out, you will not innovate. You don't have the capacity. There's no margin there for it. Your brain, the creativity. Science and studies have shown that when we break away, even if it's for a little time, refresh, renew, our creativity comes back to life. Yeah. And when we're creative, there's energy because there's fire. I've just created something amazing, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is who I am, just so you know. This is not fake for the stage. This is real, okay? Energy impacts culture. A single high energy leader can elevate the performance. So when I say I am passionate about bringing the energy back to organizations, to entrepreneurs, to leaders, because we lose it sometimes. Life be lifing. How many of you have heard that before? Life be lifing. And it's rough. And if we don't take the time to re-energize, we're done. 3 pillars of workplace vitality. Those are keywords: energy, vitality, passion. Those are the 3 words I want you to think about. Here, mental energy, focus, clarity, and creativity. We just talked about it. I won't go into depth because we talked about it. How about emotional energy? The resilience, the engagement, the connection. When we don't have that, we're just showing up in the workplace again. That disengagement, we're there. We're the walking dead. I'm here. But are you getting the most out of it? Any place I want to go at this season in my life, I want the most of it. And if not, I don't want to be there. I'm sorry. I spent 30 to 35 weeks a year traveling around the country and the world leading. And I was a management consultant, trainer, speaker, all of that. And I realized that, hey, I get a choice in this life that I live. No longer will you dictate my time. 1999, I left corporate America, and I have been this entity, whatever this is, since then. And it was based on my mental energy, my emotional energy, and my physical energy. I wanted to live. I am from Chicago, cold Chicago. 20 years ago, I said, no more Chicago, I'm going to California. I've changed as a person. As a result of that, I have more energy. Before I hibernated, I slept, I stayed inside, except for when I was traveling. But now, you can't keep me inside. Keep me inside. So now, look at the energy framework, and I apologize for the darkness of that. But there's energy framework, engagement, aligns purpose with passion. Yes. The N, nourishment, fuels your body and your mind. And that's not just nourishment that we put in our mouth, it's the nourishment that we put in our head. What are you feeding yourself? I am a personal development junkie. I think right now we're in March. I've probably read about 27 books right now. It's a little crazy, but hey, I run every day. So now I listen. I didn't used to. It's my grow and go time. I put something in my ear and I grow and I go. And that gives me power. It gives me energy. It's kind of crazy though. If you ever see me and you're in my neighborhood and I'm running, right? And if you see me stop and take a note. Stop, I'm sorry for the camera. I'm sorry. And you see me taking notes, that's what I do. I'm gonna develop a device that allows me to keep running and take the note while the note is going. I don't know how to do it. So nourishment, execution, leveraging your rhythms, knowing when you're high and when you're low, and leveraging it. Recognizing also, it's not on here, but the environment in which we are around. You know, they say we're the sum total of the 5 people we spend the most time with. True, but not true. Because you're also the sum of the 5 people they spend time with, right? And if they're negative Nelly and they're not giving you the energy that you need in your space, then we have to make some decisions. Resilience builds mental stamina. How about growth? Stay inspired through learning, and I just spoke about that. And then yield, create sustainable success for you. Not your boss. This is bold. I'm going to say this. Not your spouse. Not your children. I teach a big workshop to corporate, and it's called Me Before We. Sounds selfish, huh? Mm-hmm. But if I cannot, who is the center of this big ecosystem, if I cannot, then you cannot, because you're dependent on me. Mm-hmm. If I'm not showing up and I'm not doing what needs to be done, the dog, the cat, the son, the daughter, so I have to prioritize. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're almost there. Get up. Okay, we'll go here real quick. Purpose drives performance. Simple. It's simple. Would you agree? I've got some bullets on there, get some key things, but purpose-driven work boosts energy by 40%. And I'll tell you that, I'm gonna only focus on that on this slide. There's a wonderful book that I've read that I love. It's by Patrick Lencioni. Anybody know him?
Yep.
I love him. And this particular book, it talks about your working genius. And his whole premise is really getting people to work and do the things that they love, that they're skilled at. And somebody talked about, yeah, there you go, we need to connect, me and you. Working at what they're skilled at, what they love, because guess what? They're gonna show up and get the work done. They're gonna perform. I wake up, I'm excited about life and about going to work, and so it's a great day. Today is a great day to be great. And that's what we want. That's where energy comes from. Without it, there is no energy, right? And that's what I love, so I won't go there. Here, optimize your energy rhythms, power hour. Again, simple things. We look at this, 90 minutes focus blocks for deep work. You know, I am also a big fan, I told you I read a lot. I used to own a bookstore back in 1999. That was one of the first things I left corporate and said, I'm building my bookstore. But right now, I love Dan Sullivan. Anybody know Dan Sullivan? If you do not know Dan Sullivan, you must know Dan Sullivan. 3 key books. One of the last ones I just read was called 10X is Easier Than 2X. He also writes a book that's called Who, Not How. And then here's another one, The Gap in the Game. Oh, change your world, I promise. Change your world. But one of the things he talks about is learning how to maximize our time when it matters and doing things in alignment so that we don't get off structure and way off into these spaces. Like if today I'm just doing appointments, just focus on appointments. Don't consult, don't do training, because it takes us out of alignment and our energy shifting, and before we know it, we're like, oh, that was a hard day. But if we stayed in the same sequence, wow, power. Strategic recovery, what's your recharge time? Are you getting up and taking those breaks? To restrain, to, what's the word? I don't know. To get your energy back, that's basically it. Right?
Recharge.
Recharge. I'm like, it's something with the ring, but it won't come out. Batch processing, doing similar tasks. That's it for energy conservation, recognizing that. And then this next one says mapping. The things, you know, it's almost like eating the elephant. How many of you know that book, Eating the Elephant? We got to do it, friends, because it's going to give us energy. Because I know that when you eat that elephant first and you're done, how will you feel for the rest of the day?
Yeah, great.
Good. That was done.
I did it. It's a great day. And now you're walking around. Anything else is easy. And I'll give you a prime example. When I did the Ironman, I remember in Maryland, 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and a 26.2 mile run.
Wow.
Same day, yes. Her face is like, same day, yeah, same day. But I remember, because the swim was the hardest for me. I grew up swimming, but not this type of swimming, in the ocean with animals and stuff. No, I didn't do that. So I remember thinking, when I got out of the water, I had just won the Ironman.
Mm-hmm.
That was my greatest challenge. When I got out of the water, I won the race. You could pay me now because it's done. So imagine that. I did get on the bike. It's easy, easy. Let's go. And the run, come on. I do that every day. I eat that for breakfast. So that's what I'm talking about. When you find that place for you, recognizing that and going there often. If there's a place of passion that you love, go there. So resilience, energy under pressure, right here. 90-second reset. We talked about that box breathing. Everybody, we breathe. We know that. And right here, quick movements to articulate. Activate. I'm coming. Who said? I'm coming. Activate circulation. One thing I talk about as well, because movement is medicine, and you all know that. But I did a reel once, and I talked about when you're stuck, when you're not sure, when you're depressed, when you're sad, move.
Mm-hmm.
Just move, right? You're the crackies here. Did you just move? It shifts our, say the word with me, our energy. Mentally, emotionally, all of this is shifted when we do that, and then here, stress reframing. That's just a good day. The other day, the electric piece of my car, you know, when you push the button and it opens up so you can get gas, and my gas thing said I had 8 miles and I had further than 8 miles to go and it wouldn't open at the gas station. I'm in Costco, like, what do you mean? It's not opening. What do I do? Oh, so I'm getting like, okay. But then I think about the strategies that I teach. I don't just teach them, I live them out. So you know what I did? I drove out of the Costco gas station and I went home. And I said, tomorrow I'll call, and I could have did it right there, but I was like, no, tomorrow I'll just go to the dealership. And I said, oh, no, before I go home, I'm gonna go through the car wash, let them wash my car. Maybe it'll trigger something and get that thing to open. I really did. I'm not stressing out about the small stuff. That takes us out of alignment. It takes us away from where we want to be. We have to reframe it. I always say, retrain your brain. Because success is waiting for you. We just have to know how to get there. Boundary setting. Guardrails. Triggers, right here. Identify, measure, amplify, and minimize them. You know the people that are going to cause the trigger. You know the environments that cause the triggers. Either reframe or avoid them, right? Detour. I need to change. And that's the thing we look at. And then right here, the workflow method. I'm going to skip that one, but I will challenge you all to one day talk to me about this because it is something good. I want to show you that, but I don't want to take it here. I want to give you the energy action plan. Number 1, make a commitment. I believe, and I'm going to have you all raise your hands up like this before I get into this. I want you to put 3 fingers up. There's 3 things that we have to do in every aspect of our life, I believe. Number 1 is make a decision. What is that decision we're making? Number 2 is make a commitment. And number 3 is to take action.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing happens without those 3 steps. I decide, and then I commit, and then I get in motion to make it happen. So when we look here, the energy commitment, 1 daily habit to transform. What is that for you? Is it going to bed a little bit earlier? Is it getting rid of the McDonald's and eating healthier? Is it making sure that I'm stopping and breathing and not allowing things to get into my space to take my energy or zap my energy, if you will? The next one is 3 team practices. And this is more of those of you that are in the workplace and trying to figure out, how do I bring vitality and life back to my team? Implement energy positive meeting rituals. What are we doing? Stand up. I'm going to show you. Stand up really quick. And I do this consistency. I know, I'm coming back in the camera. I'm coming back. I do this crazy. I just watched a video where I told everyone, get your chair nearby and let's squat. Let's get up, let's go down, let's squat. Come on, get up and let's squat, let's go. What are we doing, right? And so we know everyone in the meeting, they're at work doing the same thing we're doing. They're tired, they're frustrated, they're ready to go, but we're just gonna squat it out just a little bit. Squeeze the glutes at the top, squeeze them, right? Activate the glute. That's one of the largest muscles in our body. We get that activated, whoa, let's go. All right, squeeze it. Come on, 2 more. We got it, 2 more. By the end of the day, you say, I did 10 squats today, right? Very good. Good job. So think about it. Little things like that. What can we do to activate, bring the energy back? And I'll tell you, did that bring you a little energy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Your heart rate is like, ooh, I feel that, right? It brought a little energy. The breath work brings energy. Normally I have people do star jacks, but I thought my heels, I probably won't make this group do that, right? So you got off easy, okay? 90 seconds to reset, we talked about that. And then 21 days to have it. Now, before I get ready to wrap this up, all the studies say it's 21 days to form a habit. It's 30 days to form a habit. It's 60 days to form a habit. Here's what I've learned. 1 decision. 1 decision to form a habit, followed by the commitment and the action. That's what it takes. So my friends, as you commit to something, I'm giving you something fun to commit to. How many of you move every day? Good. Okay. And if you do, you can do this still, and if you don't, maybe still. I have something called the mile experiment. and energy is everything. And we know that movement creates energy. And this is a program I created some years ago, and the mission was to get 1 million people, just get people moving 1 mile a day. If you're running, that could be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. If you're walking, studies say the average walking pace is about 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, are you worth it?
Yeah.
Energy is?
Everything.
Say it with me, energy is?
Everything.
All right, folks, let's get moving. I said moving. That wasn't the close. I forgot I'm a
Okay, we're
different
just moving.
Thank you, Kelly.
Well, oh my God, we are at the conclusion of our event. How do you guys feel? Awesome. Thank you so much for staying till the end, and I hope you learned something. And again, a ton of gratitude to everyone who showed up today, from the speakers to the vendors to the attendees to our community partners. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you continue the work with us. We started our movement, so just keep the momentum going. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you, Kelly.
Have a great weekend.